back in town on a red baby, don't make me wait. Body like been a long while, and I just wanna taste this be alone. I put it down when I come around.
Hi, you guys, and welcome back to Talkin Smack. Today, I have my two best friends back on the pod. They both have previous episodes, so if you don't know them, go back and watch episode 2 and episode 4. They're the best people in the world, and their episodes are hilarious. Today, we are going to be reacting to your worst dating stories, overrated, underrated when it comes to relationships, and so much more. And I'm really excited. If you want to introduce yourselves, tell us your name and where people can find you.
Well, I was thinking introduce our Halloween costumes first.
Oh,
why are we
yeah,
doing
that's
this?
fair.
Spooky season. What's going on? Why do we look like idiots?
Yes, today is our Halloween hotline episode coming out after Halloween,
That's confusing.
but that's okay.
Yeah.
That's all right. We didn't plan. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't plan very well, but here we are. Halloween costumes. I'm Eeyore, but I'm not going to be sad today because I'm very high energy and I love these bitches. So,
I'm Lauren. I did say if I ever were to come back on the podcast, I'd wear something more flattering since it is on video, but I'm a pumpkin.
That's sexy as hell.
Sexy as hell. I think, the rounder, the better.
And I'm Annemarie. Have not listened to my episode. A little embarrassed. Was fairly intoxicated, but go listen to it. Pump those numbers. Get those views up. I will not be one of them. I'm a unicorn. I did not put my hood on because I'm wearing buns and I look crazy. So I am the two-headed unicorn. This is Kimberly.
Yeah.
Kimberly, you have anything to say? Not yet. She'll tune in later.
She hasn't had enough to
Kimberly's
drink
got
yet.
some hot takes for later, though. All right, let's get right into it.
Yes.
Okay. So,
Is this your first double?
This is my first double. This is my first
cool.
threesome.
And saucy. And this is the first repeating guest. So
Yeah. Oh,
Lauren?
fun. So unique.
So unique.
So
I'm
unique.
very
Hot
excited
start.
for this one. All right, you guys, we're going to start off with some dating horror stories. All right, this one. Signed myself up for online dating after being single my whole life. Finally found the courage. Struggling to say yes to any dates. Finally found someone who felt like it could be good. We went to Flat Stick, and after about 10 minutes, he mentioned he works with my mom and went into how much he loves her.
Okay. I think because we're reading it from a spooky context, it's like weird, but it's not truly that weird. I think it's like almost like nice. It's like a
you have a leg
ground.
up. You have a leg up. Like
If
you
he
have to
already
go meet
loves your
parents,
mom.
you guys network together already. Like let's
Yeah.
talk business at the family dinner. You know what I mean? I think it's fine.
Also, it makes for better conversation. Also, I would love to know how long this person's been single that they're suddenly back on the apps. Like, or not, no, first time
First
on the
time.
apps. I don't
But
know.
also like don't get too kinky or too weird in the bedroom because then it'll be like, that's not how your mom does it. Or like, your mom's my boss. I feel weird. He would like cry after sex, But I think it's good. I think it's fine.
Yeah.
I don't think it's a red flag or anything. I don't think it's a reason to not date that person.
Right, totally.
Yeah,
but-
I was like, well, if you love my mom, you're obviously going to love me.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. It's truly not that big of a deal. But not to discredit this person.
Agreed.
But
I feel like
spooky season, I'd be a little spooked.
I feel like too that would be kind of awk if it was like, oh damn, he didn't tell me that he knew my mom. My mom didn't disclose that
I have another thing to
he
say.
knew her.
Did you not look me up beforehand? Which may be a green flag. Like, or maybe he looked her up and like was trying to find the correct time during the date to bring up that he works for your mom.
Or worse.
Or looked you up, knew that it was your mom and was like, let's get a leg up in the business. I'm trying to get a promotion real quick. I don't know.
I love
It
that
can go
thought.
either way.
I love that thought. I also think like maybe he was like at work and he was like, look at this babe I'm taking out to dinner tonight. And she's like, that's my daughter.
Or it could be one of those moms who's like, my daughter is single. Look at her here. Sign up for a dating
Find
app.
her profile.
Yeah, maybe that means that the mom already likes him.
That would be pretty funny.
Okay.
All right, this one. I lost my virginity to this guy who told me he didn't have a girlfriend, and literally the next day he makes his relationship Facebook official. I was in shambles.
Spooky and trash.
Oh,
Right?
shambles.
What? That would suck.
Well, also too, I think it's the virginity aspect that like,
Yeah.
what's the
Mhm.
context? I know. I feel like I'm always like, what's the context here? Because if I don't know, if they were like sober talking before and like, then lost virginity, then maybe like that is way worse. But if it was just like a hookup one night and then I don't know, there's no good reason for it.
I feel like the virginity adds an extra layer to it for
Yeah.
sure.
But to her, I would say virginity is a social construct. Who cares? Lose your virginity to whoever you want. Get comfortable. Like,
Mhm.
whatever.
I feel like it's more fun too when you like actually get into a relationship with
Yeah.
someone and explore things
Yeah,
and like want
Listen,
to like.
I'm trying to make her feel better. Okay? Come on now.
Well, it's like you got something out of the way. Now you can go have sex with whomever you'd like, and hopefully that person won't have a girlfriend or boyfriend or whatever.
I would call him out.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
even better.
100%.
This was in 2011, so might be a little late.
Call him out now. Who fucking cares?
You're like, hey, by the way, I submitted our story to a podcast, and
Because I still care so much about it.
and it's really ringing some. It's reminding me of some different anger I've had towards this situation.
It's been pent up
It's
for
been
11
festering.
years.
I haven't had sex with anyone since.
Oh.
Just kidding.
Okay, this one. I went on a Tinder date once, and when I got to the bar, we ordered a drink and sat down. He looked me over and he said, I don't think this is going to work, and proceeded to leave. I mean, I feel like my first thought about this is like, okay, cool. You're not trying to waste anybody's time. But also, I have no idea how I'd react to this if somebody said this to me.
I would slap him across the face. If my dating profile was accurate to what I looked like and like accurate to my
Yeah.
personality, unless I'm like face tuning every picture and editing every picture, so
Right.
I was like misconstruing how I actually look.
Yeah.
Like I feel like if every picture was what I looked like, you know, and he showed up and then was like, "You're not it," I'd be
Yeah.
like, "Fuck you! You signed up for this. You literally swiped right on me."
I truly have someone vet my dating apps like once every 3 or 4 or 5
Days.
months or years, just to make sure that I'm not like catfishing anyone. And I think so that's that aspect. But also, I don't really care for the absolute honesty here. Like, why would you not just sit through the like? Because
Yeah.
let's say it's like totally looks based, that's fucked kind of. But if you sat down and you're
Yeah.
like, my belief is this, my belief is that, we don't agree, like maybe then you can be like, okay, we're not simpatico, you
Agreed.
know?
It doesn't take away from the fact that he was just being a dick. Like he could be courteous about it. I've sat through dates where like somebody's come, well, red flag. First of all, he picked me up at my college apartment, knew where I lived. I didn't know what I was doing. This was like at the beginning of Tinder. He came up to my door and like opened the door and he was like 5'4" and like was like, "Hey ladies, hey girl, like what's up?" And I was like, immediately no. Like I know that we aren't gonna like. I just someone's vibe. I feel like
Did you still
Which-
go?
yeah, I went on the date. I went to
Yeah.
like 3 different spots and I actually like learned a lot about him, had a good time. I knew we weren't going to date, but like still like his profile was like misconstruing how he actually was. But I still sat through it because I was a nice person. Not like trying to say I'm a nice person, but you know what I mean? Like I just like am not a dick to be like close the door in his face and be
Yeah.
like immediately
Yeah.
no. Like
I
you
feel
can
like
still like get to know a person and learn a lot about them and have a
Yeah.
fun time without being an absolute twat.
Yeah, that's just so rude also. Like you, because, okay, let's say it's the girl writing in. We put in a lot of effort to go on those first dates. Like a lot of makeup. Well, not a lot. I mean, it depends on who you are.
A
but
lot for
a lo-
me.
A lot of like just trying to, okay, beautiful, naturally. But it's like a lot of just like trying to like muster up the courage to like A, go on the date, and then like B, then like showing up and be like, meh.
That could hit your confidence so poorly. I
So
feel like I'm
fucking poorly.
walking back on what I said. Like, I feel like even if you misconstrued or like misrepresented yourself on the app, he should have the courtesy to like not ditch you after 1 second.
Like at
Yeah.
least be with you for an hour and a half.
yeah,
at
and like
least-
have one
like,
drink.
Even an hour.
I have been on so well, one in particular, like such a brutal day where I was like, I don't want to be on this anymore. And then like 2 drinks in, still not good, but still stayed for the third because it's like, okay, not to be such a not to
Still
be-
stayed for the
I still
third
stayed for
I
the
drink.
still had
third-
16 drinks with him.
We still
It was
had
fun.
sex, but just kidding. No. But I'm just saying, like, it's what you do. It's like common courtesy. Like, if someone's interviewing for a job, not to like drag this on, but if someone's interviewing for a job and the person interviewing them knows that they're gonna like eat shit and not do well, like they still have the interview because it's
Yeah.
candidate experience. It's dating experience.
Yes, I was just about to say that. Like, you will get less nervous the more dates you go on.
Yeah. Right.
And even if you build up the nerves to go
Yeah.
and you don't think you're a match, just sitting through the conversation, like
Yeah.
learning about good conversation topics to talk
Uh-huh.
about, learning about like them. And even if they're kind of a dud and you're fueling the conversation, you still like have the experience to be like, okay, I can be confident going on another date, knowing he might be a dud, or like, sorry, we might not be a match.
Right. Like honestly, truly though, like if your gut knows that it's not a match, like how do you say that in a way that's like
through it?
I think you sit through it.
Don't.
I think, yeah. Continue.
I mean, you sit through it and you don't like
Be a douche.
Be a douche. You just like be a nice person at the very least.
And then just don't text them ever.
Yeah.
And I would text them after and just be like, hey, I don't think that I didn't feel a spark.
So
Good
nice.
luck
Yeah.
dating.
Like had a good time with
I
you.
haven't done that every time. I'm like giving myself too much credit. I have ghosted, but I think now that I'm a little bit older and like know how it feels to be the recipient of being ghosted, I would just send a nice text being like, it's okay.
Yeah.
Like I don't have to see you again. Maybe the vibes are off. But also I think if we would have had a deep conversation right off the bat and he would have said something like that I like deeply disagree with, I'd be okay being like, I don't think I'm going to change your mind.
Yeah.
Like if we have so differing beliefs that it would never work and he's very, strong-headed in that, I could be like, this isn't going to work. We can end the date. And if he said that to me, I wouldn't be offended. I'd just be like, I totally agree. Thanks for like not wasting my time anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But also on like first dates, I've never like, do you believe in God? How do you vote?
Unfortunately, I am.
After drinking or just
After
right off the bat?
drinking, after drinking.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that's
but
fair.
I'm looking for a husband and love.
That's
Yeah.
true.
And I feel like dating is so different when you're looking for a potential life partner
Yeah.
versus like, oh, I'm just looking to date casually and like
Yeah.
have fun.
Yeah.
I guess. I just feel like I'm too nervous to ask that shit in the first date. And also I'm so non-confrontational that I would be like, we can fix that later. Like he's 6'5" and like really hot and has a six-pack. We can fix it. It'll be okay. Don't worry.
All right, moving on.
I know.
It's all good.
Cut that.
All right. Got violent food poisoning at a hookups apartment. 5 minutes after climbing into bed, I had to push her off and run to the bathroom, where I then spent the next 45 minutes blowing up her toilet. Finally made it out, told her I needed to go home, but had an hour drive to go. Nearly shit my pants.
Respect.
Brayden. Is
We're
that
calling
you?
out names on this podcast? Does he have ICKS or something?
No, I just.
Brayden has been called out on this podcast more than any other hot dog.
Okay, I'll start. Here's my thought.
Go.
Massive respect. If we're getting to that level that quickly, like I'm never embarrassed if somebody shits. I'm embarrassed if I have like diarrhea. I'm always like, I don't want to do it in his bathroom. But if someone else is doing it, I'm like,
It's
who cares?
natural.
And I'll give you some
Also-
Pepto-Bismol, bitch. Like who
Totally.
cares?
And you're the queen of Pepto-Bismol. I know.
I stay strapped at all times. I got Tums. I got Pepto.
Some people
Same.
have Advil and you have Pepto, which
Yeah.
I feel like.
My tummy is irritable.
I have like a whole caddy of like
Yeah.
things. If you have a headache, I got you. If you have irritable bowel syndrome, I got you.
Yes.
You have-
Imodium.
yeah.
This podcast
You
is
got
brought to
heartburn,
you.
I got you.
We need a sponsor of Pepto-Bismol. Wants to hit me up. Did I bring this up in the last one? I kind of feel like I did. Anyway, I feel like, yeah, you would be embarrassed, but that isn't not a reason to like follow up. If the date was good, if the 45 minutes were like really good, hot and heavy.
Yeah.
Just
Well, you
be
ended
like,
up in bed
No,
together,
you guys,
obviously.
it was 45 minutes in the bathroom.
Oh.
They were hooking up and
That's
he had to
fine.
push her off.
Okay.
Is it a one bedroom or one bath or two bath? Could he go down the hall?
To be
She-
totally fair, too, like it's called food poisoning for a reason. It's not like you just had the shits. Like you were
Oh,
like
yes, I didn't
you
even
are
take that into account.
poisoned. Like you need to like take care of your body more so than anything else. So
Right. And if anything, it was the guy who wrote it, right?
Mhm.
If anything, she should have pity and just be like,
it's okay.
we'll figure this out. Please don't never talk to me again because
Yeah.
you were shitting and
And
barfing
while
at
he
the
was
same time.
shitting, to be honest, I probably just being the caretaker I am, I probably would have just like gone to the store and got some saltines or
Yeah, like a
Something-
little
a
ginger
Gatorade,
ale.
A
yeah.
little care package for when he gets out of the bathroom.
Slip
Yeah.
a little Pepto on the door, those little chewy
and
tablets.
Some
then,
Imodium.
and then he leaves, and that's the truth.
Some Imodium for his hour-long drive.
The bigger props to him for wanting to drive home an hour while still having an upset tummy because I've been there, bitch, and I've been going 90 miles an hour trying to get to my toilet. So
Yep.
I think if anything, that would strengthen the relationship right off the bat, and that would like open the gateway to like staying over. And
Yeah.
like, I feel like girls and guys are always like, I never want to shit at his apartment. It's like get that out of the way so early on that like you're comfortable. Let's move on.
Yeah. Anyway, next.
Okay, wait. Let's come back to the question. I think that's fine.
Yeah.
And if he feels or if she feels awkward to reach out, I think. Wait, yeah.
Yeah.
He should reach out to her and just be like, I had a great time with you. Don't bring it up. Say I had a great time with you. I'd love to take you out again. Make her feel less bad about it.
Yeah.
Because it's not a thing. Like everybody, this is
Yeah.
what I think of when I like sometimes have a bad day or I like have some GI distress. I'm like, even like fucking Jeff Bezos has shit his pants at some point in his life. You know,
Yeah.
everybody has GI problems. Everyone
Yeah.
has diarrhea. Who cares?
Yeah,
Just get past it and we can
Yeah.
move on.
absolutely.
Might as well get past it on the first date.
Comfort level unlocked.
yeah, exactly. Let's get real comfy.
All right. Okay. Went on a date and the guy asked me to drive him to his car, then asked me to buy him a bag of chips and ended up telling me his fetish was women who wear scrubs and latex gloves and he wants to snap the gloves. I texted the bestie and she called with a 911. All we were supposed to do was grab coffee.
That was a first date?
Mm-hmm.
First date. There's so many layers to this story.
I loved the drive him to his car, buy a bag of chips, wear scrubs, and he wants to snap latex gloves.
Was she
on me.
wearing scrubs? Do you know?
Does not sound like it.
Is she holding the chips with the glove while he snaps them? Like, why were chips involved in this?
Also kinky.
I don't know.
Um,
I have never thought about this.
I mean,
Scrubs and latex gloves, snapping them.
I can see that being a kink.
I could.
I don't
too.
kink shame, but bringing it up on the first date's a little much.
Obviously, they were sober-ish to be like driving places.
I just think if you have a kink, bring it up when it's a comfortable time.
When you're like
Right.
naturally talking about
Right,
that, when
right.
that's
When-
like part of your relationship.
Also, like if your kink's your whole personality, like
Kinks are fine. That seems like a very reasonable kink, like a nurse kink or like a doctor kink.
totally.
But bringing it up on the first date, coffee date, a little much. Maybe like tone it back a little bit. Probably a red flag for the first date.
Yeah.
But the chips, green flag immediately. I'll pick you up
Absolutely.
chips. Fuck.
All right, so this next one, I'm going to summarize. This girl sent in a ton of voice notes.
Okay.
So she dated a famous UFC fighter. When she was 19, he was like 34 or 36 or something. I can't remember exactly what it was. And so they were like dating seriously. He told her that he wanted her to like be his girlfriend.
Mhm.
And then he went on to say, like, I want you to bring girls home for me. Okay, there's two layers to the story. He said, I want you to bring girls home for me that like I can have sex with and you can sit and watch us have sex.
Oh.
And then hold on, it gets better. Then he like all these things. He like flew her out, gave her and her friends money to go shopping and like watch him fight, like all these things. And then he had a pool party and she invited her little sister to the pool party and he ripped her little sister's bikini top off. So full titties out, pushed her into the pool and then proceeded to look at his two like under 15-year-old sons and be like, did you like the show? Like, was that great?
No.
And then he threw a bunch of money into the pool and the girl was like talking to her sister. She's like, go fucking get the money. And
Literally.
the little sister started like socking him in the face and he's this big, huge UFC fighter that
This
he's
is
like,
insane.
what are you going to do, girl?
Okay, Conor McGregor gets
What?
crazy.
Was this
Also,
my submission?
not him. I actually do not know who the UFC
Okay,
fighter was.
yeah, I was making a
so
joke. Sorry.
Just want to clarify.
super duper curious as to like what is going on in this person. Well, that's what comes with fame and money. Not that I'm there yet, but one day I hope to be as bad as this.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, like, it doesn't make sense that like this is so degrading in so many levels.
Yeah.
And also to bring the sister over and to like strip her down and like all this stuff. I just don't. This is a great story. Great story. But this is really fucked up.
Yeah. Well, and also if I had a guy that I was seeing, famous or not, and he was like, I want you to bring a girl. If I want you to bring a girl home for me
Yeah.
to have sex with and you to watch us have sex, I'd be like,
Yeah.
what?
That's
No,
like an
I didn't
escort
like that at
situation.
all.
And I think these like big rich guys are used to escorts.
Yeah.
And like, don't put me in a cuckold situation. Try to
No.
like, no.
Does she have to sit there and watch?
That was
I
the
think
point
that's
of
what he
it.
wanted.
Oh.
And also, underage people immediately know that's illegal. Get the fuck out of here.
The
That's
15-year-old
disgusting.
sons.
Yeah, no, immediately no.
Yeah.
But crazy story. That's insane.
Isn't that wild?
Yeah.
I can see somebody like following along with the story just because it's like a rich, famous guy, like buying me stuff.
Yeah.
But then like bringing other girls in, it's like, do you want to date me or not?
yeah.
Or like, it's also a safety issue. Like, are we having sex with protection? Are
Yeah.
you like doing this to multiple other girls? You know?
Yeah.
So good story, but girl,
Bad guy.
I apologize.
Yeah,
Terrible guy.
please-
Terrible
yeah,
guy.
please don't
She's like
say it.
married now and has beautiful babies
Oh, awesome.
with someone
Okay.
who does not want her to bring girls home. So
Yeah,
That's great.
we
ew.
solid now.
You to that guy. I hope he loses every fight.
Also,
the
what
rest
a
of his
weird
life.
bonding moment for the sisters. Like, grab the money.
All right, moving on. Was asked if I wanted to come over and have him make dinner for me. This was our second date, but when I showed up, he gave me cold pizza and wine out of a cracked mug. He also didn't even have a sit at the table. He told me to make myself comfortable on his floor.
Did he also have a mattress on the floor, navy blue sheets, and one pillow without a case, baby? I know exactly the type. I know the type.
Yeah, and I also know the type, and he has many pillows without cases. And he sleeps with a Sherpa. A Sherpa blanket.
The blanket from Costco.
Yeah.
I mean, he's trying. I don't think.
But
I
also if he said
totally-
but also no. Okay, I disagree. If he said I'm going to make you dinner and then gave her cold pizza.
Oh, like leftovers? Could have at least got a DiGiorno, Tombstone.
Well,
Any of
and
those?
also if he had said like, "Hey, I ordered pizza." Like also
Probably can't afford to order pizza, you know? I empathize. But
it's like I get it, but also
like
if-
frame it that way.
if you're yes, exactly. If you're saying I'm going to make you dinner, I'm expecting you to be in the kitchen making me dinner and I'm sitting there looking at you all cute making me dinner.
Mhm.
But if
Yeah.
you're like, here's my leftover pizza from last night, I'd be like, oh, I'm a little let down because you
I'd
said
be
you were
like-
I
making me
feel like
dinner.
it's like kind of the same as if someone asks, like if a guy or a girl asks you on a date and they ask you on the date. So I think it's like implied that they pay, right? Like I think, in my opinion, I don't know. I know.
We'll touch on this in a little bit.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, I feel like if there's an implication that you're gonna do something nice for me, you better make it like really fucking nice. I don't know.
I don't know. He could have at least like, does he own a microwave? I mean, that's a follow-up question we need to ask. Could you have not put it in the microwave
Yeah,
for like
right back.
20 seconds?
Yeah.
I mean, some people like cold pizza though.
Yeah.
I love cold
At least
pizza.
they invited her over. I
But
don't
if
know.
you told
I'm
me
just,
I
like,
have cold pizza, I'd be like, solid. But if you said I'm going to make you dinner
Yeah.
and then you give me cold pizza,
Do
I'm
That's
like,
true.
you
Maybe he
think
didn't
that it
have
was a
time.
hookup situation?
I need like so many follow-up questions to every single
Yeah,
one. That's
seriously.
asked
I
all
know.
these.
I think you should just write back to everyone that writes in. And
they're
say, like,
anonymous.
this.
I literally cannot write back.
Post them all on your story and be like, we need follow-up.
Who is this?
Did he have a fitted sheet? Did he have one fitted sheet?
Please call me so I can clarify. Let's see. Okay, let's go to the overrated, underrated because
I like
these
this
were
game.
actually like really, really interesting.
Do you want to set up the game?
Okay, overrated, underrated. So in relationships or in dating, like what's overrated, what's underrated, and we're gonna discuss whether we agree or disagree with these people. Basically, is the concept of this game.
Okay.
Perfect.
Okay. Overrated, going to a pumpkin patch.
Overrated.
That shit rocks. Catch my pussy wet at a pumpkin patch. I love pumpkin patches.
apple picking?
You're a pumpkin. What are you talking about? You can't.
picked you.
Listen, if you were to pick me, I'd be outside of the QFC.
You're an Albertsons pumpkin, my girl. Okay.
I know. No, the only reason I say it's overrated because I've never had great fun doing it, and I think I could potentially with the right. We went pumpkin picking last year, and that was really fun.
That was really fun.
Yeah,
I
but
actually have never gone on like a pumpkin patch date. I don't think I've been to a pumpkin patch since I was a kid. So
Yeah.
I have no like
Yeah. I mean, I went maybe 2 weeks ago and it was like a couple different couples. They had kids. And it's just like fun. You spend an hour there.
yeah,
And like everyone's grabbing pumpkins. Someone's like annoyed because they're carrying the wheelbarrow. You like look around at all the other losers complaining about which pumpkins they can buy. It's like 1 hour date. Like don't
Yeah.
spend a bunch of time there. Don't go
Yeah.
to the corn maze. Don't like shoot the apples at the zombies. Like don't do that. Like drive out there, see the countryside, look at some corn,
Yeah.
maybe
Yeah.
buy some corn, buy a pumpkin and get home. Like
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
carve them on another date. Drink some wine and carve a pumpkin.
Yeah.
That's cute.
or just paint the pumpkin.
We painted them last year,
Yeah, I
way
think the
easier and way
painting-
cuter.
Yeah,
And they don't rot.
yeah,
Hot tip.
Hot tip.
I think it's fine though.
yeah.
I think it would be fun with the right person.
I don't think overrated or
Should we
underrated.
call it
I think it's
perfectly rated?
yeah, it's just fine. Like
Yeah.
do it. Who
Perfect
cares?
Yeah.
underrated.
In October, what else are you gonna do? It's raining and
Also,
cold
like
and shitty.
it's just
Facts.
romanticized. I think that's what bothers me because it's like, have you like heard of apple picking?
I
think
don't
it's-
think there is any here.
Is it East Coast ish?
Yeah,
Or like
the
California.
apple mills up in the Midwest.
Yeah,
Cider
I
mills.
think I just am not one for
Like going out in the fields.
agriculture.
I don't want to
Not a
get
big
dirty.
agriculture girl. But okay, here's another idea. What about like an adult pumpkin patch? No kids allowed.
Drinking
A little bit of pumpkins, mostly like spiked cider, some
Mhm.
spiced rum.
curious. Do any pumpkin patches have alcohol with them?
They've got to.
I don't think so.
Not the one we went to last year. What about the one you
Is
went to
it
this
a
year?
BYOB situation?
Yeah.
It's more of like a car bar and like have a DD. That's what
Yeah.
we did when we went to that haunted
I'd like
house.
to. I feel like I'd like to make, even though it's like a little more intimate, like Christmas tree hunting is way better than pumpkin.
Okay,
grabbing.
Talking about romanticized. That's like you stomping through the woods in boots during the snow and bringing a saw.
I somehow love it.
You're
A
sawing down a tree.
I never do this.
I mean, I've never done it either. I go to fucking the little like Boy Scouts shit down the yard, and I get charged fucking $200 for a
we
tree.
go to Chubby and Tubby's.
Facts.
Where's
Pick up
that?
our
Absolute
I don't
facts.
know. Chubby and Tubby's on
Or
Aurora.
Chubby and Tubby there?
I hope so.
Okay. Anyway,
Alright.
love pumpkin patch.
Yeah.
Go
Okay.
ahead.
Okay.
All right, let's do an underrated.
Okay.
Discussing history about exes to understand where both sides are coming from.
I think underrated or overrated are the wrong terms. I think it's appropriate or inappropriate.
Okay.
And I think you need to gauge how your partner reacts to you talking about your ex. Because I've been with people who are really interested in like my emotional state while I was with them or like what I learned from that relationship. And I've been with people who are like, please don't talk about them. And if I bring up something in passing, they like shrivel up.
Yeah.
So I didn't mean to like kill that question entirely, but I'm
no,
just saying like,
no, I think that's a
I-
good point of view.
I think it's more so like get the temperature check on your partner and be able to tell like if they want to hear about this or like don't put a name to it maybe because if they
Yeah.
know your history with that
Just saying
person
my ex.
and you can just be like when I was in a relationship with this person he didn't challenge me in this way
Yeah.
and I wish you would challenge me in this way
Yeah.
instead of being like well when I was with X Y and Z and he didn't need me out enough or whatever you know what I mean like don't
Yeah.
like
right.
make it so it's like two people targeted against each other or you're comparing one-on-one
Right.
one-to-one.
I know. I feel like, well, the person I'm seeing like right now, I feel like it's
Saucy.
like saucy.
Ooh, hot,
Breaking
ooh,
news.
hot, spicy.
Coming in hot on the pod.
Exposed. No, I feel like he's like made it a big point like when we started dating to bring up the ex because they had dated for 5 years. And like obviously that's a huge portion of his adult life at this point so far. You know what I mean? Not like a huge point of his life, but like or a huge part of his life, but like thus far, like 5 years is a pretty big gap. And so like he said that he's looking for like kind of like what we were talking about earlier. He's looking for the things in a person that both made him feel whole in that relationship, but like also made him feel like ass in that relationship. And he's looking to move forward. He's like, these are the kind of things that I'm looking for. And I think that's his way of expressing like his, like, I don't know, expressing what he's looking for. And I think
Yeah.
that's appropriate. Like, as you're saying,
Yeah.
appropriate or appropriate.
Well, and I feel like now too, the person that I'm seeing also
Sorry.
Breaking news.
like we've both talked about our exes, but it's not in a way to like I feel like there's
Nagging people.
yeah, well, I feel like there's a very specific way to talk about it. Like this was my experience
Yep.
instead of being like, oh, I'm bringing this up to make you jealous. Or
Right,
I'm bringing
like
this up to make you feel a certain
Yeah.
way.
That's
Like
Yeah.
I'm bringing this up to talk about how I felt, what I learned,
Mhm.
and like how I want to do things moving forward.
Yeah.
And him and I have been like really good at communicating like what we want moving forward or what we're looking for or
Yeah.
like, okay, this person did this and made you feel a certain type of way. I know that now and I will not do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think bringing it up in a way that's like progressing your relationship with that person as opposed to doing the opposite.
Yeah.
Like
And like
you
bringing
said,
it up all the time.
bring it up, make them feel jealous. Be like, oh, one time I went to the pumpkin patch with X, Y, and Z. It's like that's unnecessary.
Yeah.
Right.
But I think if you're talking sincerely about your relationship and it's lessons you've learned and it's ways that you want it to impact your current relationship, totally appropriate.
Right.
Yeah. It's kind of like what we were talking about in the car before we had gotten here. We were like talking about anxiety and like how we react, like how we like to be comforted or like how we first introduce like our, because I know that we all kind of struggle with it, but like how we introduce our anxieties in a relationship first. But like it's also the counterpart of like how like our partner has like dealt with it in the past. And I think that's important to be like, hey, like in this relationship, I was not comforted at all. Like I
Mhm.
was like
yeah.
kind of made to be like, just get over it. You know what I mean? And then like kind of bringing that up as like, this is what I need from you. So it's
Yeah.
like, I don't know. It's a good, I mean, it's a good overrated, underrated question, but it's just
100% though, especially
Yeah.
about mental health stuff.
Yeah.
Like bring it up front so they know and they know how to
Yeah.
not handle you, but like
have your anxiety attacks quickly.
Yeah.
and like tell you how you like to be comforted.
Yeah.
And if you're with somebody who's able to do that,
Yes.
great. And
Yeah.
say like in my last relationship, this wasn't the way that I wanted it to be.
Yep.
I think that's very valuable.
Yep.
So
Mhm.
100%.
overrated, underrated. Either way, appropriate.
Yeah, appropriate. I absolutely agree. And especially like speaking to your thing about like talking about your anxiety attacks or something. Like that is always been something I've brought up very early whenever I'm dating someone. And especially the guy I'm seeing now, I was like, something that makes me insecure about getting into a relationship is I know that I like have anxiety attacks sometimes, and I know that that's a lot for some people, and sometimes I understand that not a lot of people can hold space for that or like be there for me. And like we were like in a grocery store walking around getting stuff to like make lunch, and I was gonna make lunch, and we got back to the car, and I was like, I'm gonna be honest, I had a full-on panic attack in the grocery store. And he's like, first of all, I had no idea. And he's like, why didn't you tell me when we were in there?
Good partner.
And I was like, well, I didn't want you to freak out because I was worried it was going to make me freak out more.
Yeah.
And he basically was just like, what do you need? He's like, go get in bed, go take a shower, go do whatever you want. I'll make us lunch. Like, I'll do this. And like, I feel like he fully went like dad mode. Like, I'll take care of you. Go do your thing.
Good
like,
partner.
I'll make us lunch. He's like, what do you need? What do
So
you like? Whatever.
good.
And I feel like that is really scary for people who do struggle with anxiety or even depression. Like, wondering like, oh, is this person going to be like, fuck this girl?
Right.
When do I bring it up?
Right.
Yeah, like wow, this is too much for me. And like the fact that I felt so comforted and so like,
The
biggest
hey,
green
like
flag
you're
ever.
good.
Green
Like
I
you're
feel
good.
we're all feeling
Like,
green
I
flags
got
with our
you.
current people right now, which is so good.
He's like, I got you.
Yeah.
He's like,
So the reason it came up in the car is because Lauren is like, I had like a little bit of anxiety last night, and I brought it up, and they're like relatively new.
Very.
We're all relatively new,
Yeah.
but she was just like, and I said, I was like, I think it's better to bring it up way early on and
Yeah.
like let them see that side of you and let them know that it's a part of you, and that like this is
Yeah.
how I receive
Yeah.
feedback, and this is how I need to be comforted. And if they do
Yeah.
it, good. And if not, like you know how to get out of the relationship,
yeah.
or you can teach them. Sorry,
Yeah.
but
No, I totally. And I feel like too, like, I mean, for me, like I think everything just like pushing pressure. Like, I mean, they have those weighted blankets for that. And I think like for me, like with my new man, like, like automatically, like he's like, okay, like I know exactly where to comfort you because like
Yeah.
also he deals with it too. And he's like, I know like that I need to like, I don't know, not to drag it out, but I'm just saying like, it's just so nice when someone knows how to accommodate
Mhm.
your needs.
mhm.
Yeah.
And what a pivot from shitting your pants and diarrhea to
We have depth here, people.
to talking about anxiety with your partner. That's talking smack, baby.
That is talking smack.
Talking smack, baby. All right, we'll go to a lighter one.
Yes,
Okay.
please.
When you have depression.
All right. Overrated. Dinner on the first date. I can't stand eating in front of someone I don't know if I like them. I feel pressured to not be myself. Drinks is a better vibe.
Agreed.
100%.
I think drinks is a better vibe so you can get out of there fast.
Yep.
Yeah.
I also like the midday drinks that, like, if you like it.
It turns into dinner.
And I've heard so many people say, like, don't make it longer than, like, have 2 drinks and get out of there. Keep
Yeah.
them, like, interested. But my terrible devil tendencies are like,
Let's do it
I'm
more.
going to do a fucking bar crawl. We're going to go to 15 spots. And we do it. It's like a fun ass night.
But if you're having fun with someone, why would you stop?
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's kind of my thought. But I know a lot of those like podcasters and bloggers are like 2 drinks and get out. You want to keep them like curious and like
I
wonder
think-
what's up.
Yeah, but I get that. But also, like, even after a 15 bar crawl, like,
Hopefully-
you still
yeah.
don't know them.
Yeah.
And if they
There's
like
still
you enough,
curiosity there.
if they like you enough, then
Yeah.
they will want to see you again. So
Yeah.
maybe that's even better if you like vet them for that long. And if they've seen that side of you for 10 hours,
Yeah.
then they can leave.
Something I've also realized is that there are no rules like anymore.
Yeah.
Like you don't have to go on
Yeah.
like you don't have to have dinner on the first date. You don't have to like not like have the 2 drink rule. Like you don't
Right.
have to do anything that you don't want to do. Also, it's like you can't base your good time on what like societal standards are.
Also-
go.
100%.
Yeah.
Also, if a guy is like, I'm going to take you out to dinner, you shouldn't be like, no, let's just get drinks instead. Like, go whatever you feel like is right. And if
Yeah.
you propose drinks, get drinks. If you
Yeah.
propose a dinner, get dinner. It's like,
Also,
on.
like, everyone
fine.
eats. You don't have to pretend to be like weird eating.
oh, bitch,
like-
I'll slam a French dip in front of somebody. I don't care.
Same.
Like, I think that's almost like,
That's yummy.
Like, get
I'll
more
do that au
comfortable.
jus. I'll pour that au jus on my white t-shirt, baby. Also, like, post-dinner drinks are good. Start at like 8.
Totally.
Like, I already ate. Or if you didn't eat, be like, should we get a late snack?
You like
5-course meal. Let's go.
absolutely.
As long as he's paying.
As long as he's paying.
Just kidding.
Mom, I can't afford that.
Okay, well, while we're on that,
Yes.
one of these that came through was the man should always pay for dates. Stereotype is lame. I like to treat mines.
That's you, Kens. I feel like you like to
She
pay.
submitted her own question. Are these all you?
Okay, so like I feel like in my past relationships, I've always been used to making more money. And that was okay with me.
Can't relate.
Well, and I looked at it like I never looked at it like honestly, and this comes back to like other things we talked about on other podcasts. I feel like I've always been a very masculine energy in work and like everything that I'm going after, all these things. And like it just wasn't a big deal to me. But I look at it now and I'm like, I actually do feel like I want to be taken care of. Like I want to be the girl. I want to be the feminine energy. But I also look at it like I don't mind splitting things. I don't mind paying for drinks. And then like the guy I'm seeing now, like he will not let me pay. And like he'll pay for dinner, but I get to get the 2 drinks that we have before dinner or something. Or like there are certain things where we're like, okay, we'll split this. But like to an extent, I feel like in the beginning, like the first date, like I have always been one that's like, okay, we can split this.
Yeah.
But on the flip side of things, if he's like, absolutely not, I'm paying for our first date, I'm like, okay.
That's sweet.
Right. I think too, like
I think it just depends.
that was like maybe more so your defense mechanism with like your exes and whatnot. Like I think that was more so your way of being like not to say that you don't have that boss-ish energy.
Yeah.
But like I think you also knew that like you could take care of it more. And I think that's like more of a nurture part of you to be like, no. Like
I'm the breadwinner.
I'm the
Well, and I think too,
Sit down.
like especially with someone paying for me, I never wanted anything to be expected from me after that. And that was a huge thing in the back of my mind.
Totally. I get that.
I was like, I don't want you to expect anything just because you paid for our $57 dinner.
Yeah.
I
I
feel
feel
like
like
dreaming.
Yeah. If you go on a date and get 2 drinks, is a low-key $200. GG.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I feel like
I don't know. I've been taken to a couple Chili's.
A couple.
Yeah, you're in a McDonald's. What the hell?
Not that that's a bad date idea. It's great.
McDonald's would be a fantastic date idea.
Yeah.
I feel like I don't feel one way or the other. I'm like always like back and forth about it. I feel like
Yeah.
I was like, I'm a feminist, so I should be paying. Or like we should split it. Or like if he
Yeah.
offers to pay, I feel like I always like reach for my card. And if he's like, it's fine,
Okay,
then
but
it's fine. But
on a first date, what do you expect?
I don't
Be
expect
paid for.
anything. Okay. I don't expect anything. I'm more so like at the end of the day or day and date, I'll be like, reach for my card just because I want to be courteous and I'm not going to be like, pay for me and I'll never see you again. And we can split it. Or if he's like, let me pay for you, I'm not going to be like, the man of my dreams, you know? So I feel like it's whatever. And I feel like once you're dating somebody, it's like, it can go back and forth really easily. And I have a fun date idea. Do you guys have more to say
Please,
about this?
tell
No.
us.
Okay, so speaking of back and forth, I feel like I saw this thing on TikTok where if you're dating somebody, you should do twice a month, you should have dates, and it should be an indoor and an outdoor date. So like stay inside and do something fun at your place and then go out and do something. So back to the question, I feel like if you split it, like you alternate months being in charge of like the indoor date or the outdoor date. So like
I like this.
the girl will be in charge of the indoor date or whoever the partner, and the other partner will be in charge of the outdoor date. So it's like, go to a pumpkin patch and I'll pay for everything.
Yeah.
And like,
I like
make sure it's like equitable and
that
like,
you have like the DRI, you have the right, like the person in charge of each one.
yeah. And like you plan it and it can be a surprise or not, but like let them know, be like, I'm paying for this and make them like equal-ish.
Yeah.
And like the indoor date can be like, okay, we'll order dinner and we'll play, or we'll have like a photographer come and take like sexy pics of us. That seems a little extreme. That was what I saw on TikTok.
Hire we co-create for all your sexy pics.
Okay, let's start with like game night.
Do you guys do that?
Bitch, never. That's like me in marriage. I don't know why I said that. It just came out, you guys. That was what I saw on TikTok. No, but so the indoor outdoor date will be like a easy way to be able to split it and then go flip the next one. So the next, like the one partner will pay for the outdoor and the other partner will pay for the indoor.
Yes,
So it's like,
I like
our
this
favorite
idea.
takeout and
Cute.
Twister. That's also sexual.
Ooh.
Not really. Not if you think about
Okay,
it.
what about
but it
Domino's?
can be.
Domino's. Okay, and then
Card
the next
games?
day will be
Magic tricks.
June?
You have to delete
Bleep.
that.
Sorry.
Bleep.
Sorry.
Yeah,
Say
bleep
second
that.
offense. I did that the last podcast.
Okay, Wade, Jake, and June. Okay, delete that too.
I should leave it in. Who cares?
Yeah. Anyway, so I feel like the indoor outdoor date is a good way to be able to split it once you're like developed in a relationship, you know, like at a point where you can be like, we're not sure bank accounts because we're not married, but it's an easy
Yeah.
way once you're dating and you're going on a lot of dates to be like, I feel like it's fair. I don't want the guy to pay for every date we ever go on. So like
Yeah.
we'll go out to
Yeah.
dinner one night, a fun like bar crawl.
Yes.
The next day we'll like play a game and I'll get a bunch of like I'll do
I
a wine
really
tasting in the apartment.
Love that idea.
Me too. And
Love
like twice
that
a
idea.
month. So it's like you'll set up aside. It doesn't have to be a Friday or a Saturday, but it can
Yeah.
just be like 2 nights of the month that you have just like a fun time to
Yeah.
spend together.
All right. This one was interesting. It was actually a question. Do you think it's overrated or underrated to have similar schedules or waking up around the same time?
Perfectly rated. The last guy I dated, he was like, he had a job. That's great.
That's
no,
good.
Congrats.
Hey,
Congratulations.
boyfriend.
This economy, it's rare.
Where he had to wake up at like 4 a.m. and every time I'd spend the night, like I'd have to leave at like 5 or something like that. And I'd be like, honestly, like I kind of looked forward to those mornings driving home because I like it was just such me time.
You have 3 hours to sleep at your own
I
apartment.
know. And then I got to go back to bed for another 3 hours. And it was just like, it was nice. But then also like, it is just so nice when things like are the exact same. Like, I don't know, not the exact same, but like when
But
you have
similar
similar
enough,
schedules.
I think if you like the person enough, any schedule will work.
Totally.
But
Yeah.
I think it is very romantic to be like, we both have to work at 8. Why don't we wake up at 6:30 and like go to the gym together and like spend
Yeah.
extra time together?
Yeah.
It depends if you like can tolerate your partner or not. Like if you can spend every hour of every day, like let's get in like an hour and a half at the gym. This is my dream, by the way. It's never happened. Let's get in an hour and a half at the gym, like do some shit together, hang out, and then we'll both go and work and like get on our own
Yeah.
shit. And then after work, we'll be done around 4 or 5 and we can like make dinner. And I think that's nice,
Yeah.
but I don't think it's a deal breaker either way.
Yeah.
Like overrated, underrated. I'm
It's
not
like
sure.
in Sex in the City when Miranda starts dating Steve and he's a bartender.
Spoilers. I'm kidding.
and he comes home every night at like 6 or like at like 2 a.m. or something like that, and he has to sleep until 11. And she's a lawyer, so she's up at the ass crack of dawn. But they make it work because they're in love.
Well, I've like dated both where we've had super opposite schedules and I was only able to see him like 2 times a week. And then like the other ex, like he had to wake up super early. And like one thing I actually kind of feel bad about now, he would like reach over to like cuddle me or like kiss me good morning 3 hours before I had to wake up. And I was like, stop fucking waking me up. I was like, I know you're trying to be sweet right now, but like, stop.
Yeah.
You're waking me up and now I can't sleep for the rest of the 3
Yeah.
hours.
I feel lucky that I can fall asleep right after that, but I empathize because I know like the like I'm about to wake up, like touchy feely, and then you wake up and you're just laying in bed and you're like, you just robbed me of your sleep. Luckily, I can be like,
Yeah.
nice to see you.
I
But,
just found out that I snore
when you drink or all the time
all the time.
or snore.
Or
I snore. I think
snore.
it's sleep apnea. It's a whole issue. We should just sleep study together. That's it. That's an outdoor date. Indoor date, we'll go grab drinks. Outdoor date, we'll go to a sleep study. That's a good question though, because I feel
Yeah.
like that would be a deal breaker for a lot of people if they were like,
Yeah.
it fucked up the schedule so much.
Mhm.
I
Yeah.
don't know.
I mean, I honestly think in a perfect world, it would be nice to have a similar schedule.
Absolute.
especially if you have kids, like
Yeah.
then you wouldn't have
yeah.
to alternate who's taking care
Fully.
of them in the morning or bring them to school, and you know.
Yeah.
All right. Overrated. Over the top date nights. Give me sweatpants, takeout, and a movie with my significant other any night.
Underrated.
It's cute.
I mean, I like those.
Okay, so overrated is over the top date nights.
Yeah, underrated.
She wants the sweatpants, takeout, movies with her significant other.
Every once in a while, I think it's really nice to have the over the top date night.
I like
Me
over
too.
the top date
I
nights.
Yeah.
love over the top.
I like to dress up.
The dates that I've been going on lately, like it's really cute because he'll just make dinner reservations and be like, I'm picking you up at 5. Be ready by then and let's go.
I feel
Like I like having
Yes.
someone plan something and I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, wait, this is a fun thing I get to get like dressed up for and we get to
Yeah.
go out and I get
100%.
to like sit with you and don't get me wrong, I love a takeout
Yeah.
at home movie night kind of thing.
Yeah.
But like being able to go out and like create a new experience for you two
Yeah.
together, I feel like
Aw.
I just love that.
Recently, I've been feeling like the opposite of that because I feel like the dates that I've been on were so like few and far between with like my boyfriends or whatever that like they would always be almost like over the top date nights and never just like chilling at home and not like doing like just being like like it was always like dinner, drinks, more drinks, and like no like casualness to them.
Club,
Club, bus
another
club,
club.
no sleep, no sleep.
Lame.
And I feel like with the guy that I've been seeing recently, like it's like all just like he just makes me dinner and it's like so
That is underrated.
Wonderful.
When he makes dinner
yeah.
and I get to watch him cook dinner
Oh,
and I'm like,
I get it. Like it's so weird. I'm like, why am I staring at you with not breaking eye contact at all?
Well, hopefully he's staring at the meal that he's cooking and not staring at you. But
Yeah.
Alas. I agree.
he's
but I
like
also
turned around.
yeah, it's like I think it's burning, hon, it's burning. I feel like that. Not to go back to my TikTok idea, having like set days where you know you're gonna have some like extravagant date.
Sure.
Yeah.
And be like,
100%.
just be ready by 6, and he'll like lay out a dress on the bed and be like, "This is what you're wearing. This
What
is
a
where we're going." Blah blah blah.
dream.
That sounds
Yeah.
nice. I don't want that every fucking weekend or every Friday, Saturday.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Of course, everybody likes like the low key stay in. I don't think it's over. We've answered every question with like not
Perfectly
overrated or
rated.
underrated. But yeah, I guess I'd be tired if I was doing that all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the guy must be rich if he's doing that all the time.
Yeah. I also feel like your man's is like so good about doing those things for you. And I feel like that's because like you love it and he loves it and that common interest of like both wanting to go and be like, because you guys are both kind of fancy in a weird way. And it's just
A little high maintenance.
It's like being able to gauge the other person's interest and be like, I know she wants this, as opposed to being like, and now we're going on another date night, and another date night, and another date night. And if you know the person, you'll know that like maybe they want a night in watching a movie
yeah,
Mhm.
totally.
with some like popcorn and some
Totally.
milk duds.
Yeah.
Instead of like, I'm bringing you on date nights because I want to, and I know
Yeah.
that you want to, and I know that that's
Mhm.
how that's our
Yeah.
love language together.
Yeah.
We can figure it out.
Like for me, I'm out and about like 5 nights out of 7. And it's like
7.
and it's really nice to have someone that's like, let's just relax. Like
Yeah.
Mm,
I think it's about reading the other person's energy.
absolutely.
yeah.
It's all about energy.
When I feel like to follow up what you
Energy.
said, I feel like he's just really thoughtful
Yeah.
and he'll ask me questions like, well, what do you like to do? Or like, what makes you feel good? And like, he'll ask questions like, what's a really like fun moment we've had together? Because it's like, I know he's asking those questions because he wants to recreate those moments
Yeah.
or be like, okay, I know she likes this. I want to do
Almost
more of that.
paradise.
You're
Knocking on heaven's door.
And you also know that will also reflect in your like mental health journey. Like if he's asking that questions about dates, you know he's asking those questions like he wants to dig deeper with your mental health.
Yeah.
It's like
Fully.
if someone is that in tune with your emotions, regardless of if it's date or if it's your mental health, like that reflects all across the board,
Yeah.
which is so like in tune and
It's
so mature.
so in tune.
And
I
so-
love it.
yeah.
Like
it's a big deal.
emotionally mature.
100%.
Yeah, emotional matureness underrated.
100%.
Appropriate.
Appropriate.
Okay, here's a good follow up. Overrated when it comes to dating social media posts. It's okay to keep your relationships more private / off social media. Doesn't mean your relationship is any less real or healthy.
I feel like we talked about this the last time.
We
I was
did a
on.
little bit, yeah. I feel like for me, like him and I actually talked about this a couple nights ago.
Mhm.
Like if it's someone who literally has no posts, it doesn't bother me. But if it's
Yeah.
someone who's posting all these things all the time and I'm being deliberately left out of his life and
Yeah.
like not posted, like that would be hurtful. But I totally agree with this now because I feel like in past relationships, I was so concerned about being like, I need to show people that I'm happy and I need to
Right.
show people that I'm with someone and this and that and
And
the
it's
other.
like you so don't need to do that.
And now it's like I'm so happy. Like I just can keep that to myself.
it's funny
and
too
I don't
because I
need
feel
to
like you can
put
be
that
so
out there.
happy that you don't even think about your phone. Like
Mhm.
you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I feel like if someone's not posting you and it's hurting you, and you tell him in confidence saying like, hey, like I wish you would post more, and he doesn't, then I think that's a red flag. It's like
Yeah.
we've communicated about it, but if you're upfront about it, then he or she should be able to take it into, and he or she should be able to also like communicate like I don't post that much, or like I have this hesitation, or like this is how I feel about a relationship in order to not post. But like if it's bothering you, you should be able to bring it up with them. But also like I don't really care about social media.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Agreed.
I don't know.
Agreed. I almost feel like even like with friends too, if I'm having a good time, I feel like it because I'm not posting a lot.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And
No,
it's
I
also
totally
like
agree.
looking for a birthday picture with my friends. And I'm like, ew, all these are drunk, disgusting selfies. We never take like cute pictures together
No.
that I want to post for your birthday. So it's just like, it depends on the situation. But
Yeah.
as long as you're like openly communicative about it with your partner,
Yeah.
it shouldn't be a red flag. But
Underrated communicating.
yeah.
I feel like communication is huge.
It's it. It's the only
Huge.
thing.
Huge.
It's literally
It's
the only thing.
So weird. It's so weird how huge it is. Sorry. I'm learning it now in my dating life.
I'm still working on it
no,
too.
it's really
Yeah.
bizarre.
Well, if you have experienced bad communication, you know it. And if you experience
If you
good
have-
communication, you know that the bad communication is
Literally,
bad.
I had no idea how bad I was at communicating until I've been in this new thing.
That's awesome. I
Crazy.
think therapy also helps a lot with like learning
Yeah.
about how you
He
communicate.
kicked me out of his apartment for an hour today so we could do therapy.
That's
and I was
sexy.
Like,
Oh my god.
Yes,
my
wait,
pussy
what?
wet. I'd be like, come over to my apartment right after, bitch. That's hot.
Wait,
I know.
I love therapy.
I tried to make out with him
He's the one.
afterwards, and he was like, I would rather like sit and process.
He's like,
what
I've
we
been
just
crying.
talked about."
I've been crying. Well, that's her. Okay.
Yeah, I know.
Wow, I
Yeah.
love that. I go to therapy every week. Highly recommend.
Yeah, 100%.
Solid. All right. Overrated. Talking about your number. I agree. Overrated.
Who cares?
So overrated.
If
Like,
someone,
why do people care?
If someone
anymore?
asked me as a 27-year-old how many people I've had sex with, I'd be like, go to heck. That is crazy.
to heck.
Go to heck. It's crazy.
and if someone is caring about that, that means that we're on different levels of what we want this relationship to
Maturity?
be. And yeah, maturity.
I think
and like,
that's the difference. They're
No one
valuing
cares about
they're
this.
valuing how many times they've gotten fucked versus who they're sleeping with. And that is like so different.
and also like relating their past life, like when I was 17 to what I am now, and I'm 30. It's like I'm not the same person as I was then. It's like, why are you like a number isn't anything? You should ask me like how many cheeseburgers have I ate? That'd be the same like consequential number. Same number 2. Just kidding. I'm kidding. I'm just saying
Same
like
number, haven't had a cheeseburger yet.
Yeah. I'm just saying like I can eat a lot of cheeseburgers when I'm 17. I can eat none when I'm 30. I can
Yeah.
fuck a lot of people when I'm a teen, and you know what I mean? It's like it doesn't matter
Yeah.
at all.
Yeah, it
like I
does
said,
not
just like
overrated.
if you have a connection with the person, you have a connection. It
I'm
shouldn't
glad
matter,
we
like,
finally come to a conclusion
feel-
on overrated, underrated. on
Yeah.
this.
Sorry, yeah, appropriate. As long as you're safe
Overrated.
and you're
Yeah.
either using protection or getting tested, then it doesn't matter how many people you've had sex with. Who
Yeah.
cares?
Facts. Agreed.
Cold hard facts.
All right. Underrated. Exploring sexually. Trying things with someone during the dating period.
Why is that overrated?
No, underrated is what she said.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
I agree.
I
Like, do you think it's hard to ask someone for certain things when you're
No,
first
not
starting
if
to
it's the
date?
right person. I really don't think so.
Agreed.
I
with
think if
that.
it's the right person, you're fully comfortable to be like, hey, like, could we try this? I feel like I would really like this.
Yeah.
I agree. And also, I just feel like if it's been like I wouldn't, like I said earlier, like the question 500 hours ago, I feel like I wouldn't bring it up on a first date.
Yeah.
Like you need to kind of gauge the
Yeah.
situation, and if you're in tune with the
I
other
think-
person as a partner, and if you're in tune with yourself, and like know when it's appropriate to ask. I think when it's appropriate, do it. And if they
Yeah.
shame you for
Yeah.
it, shame on them.
Yeah,
Right.
But-
100%.
Well, and then they're not right. It's not a
Right,
good
exactly.
fit.
Yeah.
But like you said, if it's the right person, it's the right person. If you're comfortable on the first
Yeah.
date, you're comfortable. But
If you want to use those latex gloves and that nursing outfit,
and those chips we're
and
picking
those
up.
chips we're picking up, fuck.
Okay, so we've got like 2 more and then we can wrap up.
All right, cool.
All right. So this girl submit and said, I was messing around with this dude for 13 months, not really dating, but same kind
A
of
year.
concept ish. And one day after work, he had a little too much to drink, sent a completely unsolicited dick pic, but left the live photo feature on. He moved his hand a little and there was a ring on his finger.
Oh,
I'm flabbergasted.
speechless.
Bye.
I've heard about people accidentally sending live photos of them like taking a nude in like a
grow up and turn your live photos off.
Or grow up and don't
Okay, but
cheat on
also,
your-
I know you love your live photos. I get it.
I'm a big fan of live photos because you get the full aspect of things, and you get a little video out of it.
I mean,
guess.
that's terrible. He's been having an affair, and you should confront him
Yes.
about him immediately.
Bad.
unless that's just
bad.
like jewelry. I don't know. I don't know.
I love
We
my
talked. Anna and I talked about this.
I know. I'm not married.
Rings.
I wear a ring on my ring finger. I don't think that's. I mean, I get it. It's different for guys. Maybe
I
'cause
guess-
they're more obviously like a wedding band, but
I say assume the best and just say like, hey, what is that ring?
Hmm.
I've heard about also, like I was saying, live photos. This is like from the internet. Live photos, like someone took a nude and then like flashed up and there was like a girl on the bed or some shit.
Oh my god!
Like that's something that
What?
happens. So live photos will get you. But 13 months.
Yeah.
Also, it sounds like you're like raising
Sounds
a baby.
really sad.
And
Also,
you're like, my
yeah.
baby is 26 months old. It's like, bitch, no,
Even
she's
a year,
two.
a
She's
year,
two.
a year.
Yeah.
That's saucy though.
Yeah.
We need follow up. Can you post that in your story and ask for follow up? I need to know if he's married or
Yeah.
what's the situation.
I will ask.
Thank you.
All right, next one. I went on a date with a guy to a winery and saw the plaque buildup from his teeth left behind on his wine glass.
Deal breaker.
Plaque moves to a glass?
That is so foul.
Did he put his teeth on the glass?
No. It's the crusties on the inside of your lip. You know when people have like spittle on the side of your
Yeah.
lip? I don't think plaque can go to a glass. It's not
I
a
don't
deal
know.
breaker.
Either way.
What?
No,
Are we
I'm
doing
sorry,
overrated?
I get-
Underrated.
I gag really easy, so I don't think I'm meant for this.
I'm
Plaque?
not meant for mouth
Bad
things.
dental
Yeah.
hygiene.
Have you ever made out with somebody who had like a saliva issue?
Once,
Once.
and I'll never
Uh,
forget it.
I don't know about that. It's just like bad kisser, like a lot of lip and a lot of tongue.
No, when they have like that calcium buildup on the side of their mouth.
That's probably what was on the glass though.
Don't give a fuck. I don't want it.
Not a fan.
Not a fan.
Overrated.
Okay, last one.
All right.
Went on a date with a guy that told me on our first date he was married and lived with his wife, even though they were split up. And that same guy liked to growl sexually. Lauren likes to growl
Okay.
sexually.
No, I know.
Let's go around the circle and hear our best
Yeah.
sexual growls.
Yeah.
And go
I already
first.
did
Okay.
mine.
Is that sexy? Was that good? I don't think any guys would be attracted to that, but here we go. Lauren? You're copying me. That's my growl.
I can't.
All right, Kenzie?
I'm supposed to
I'm
growl.
about to make this my text tone, so go ahead. Okay, cute.
Oh, that was cute.
I don't know if that was cute.
Let's
That's
make
right,
a vow
I
to
don't
never
know.
use those in the
We
bedroom.
laughed at everyone's and you told me mine was cute.
It's cute. It was like way more high pitched. Mine's like low and growly.
I feel like.
Okay, we don't need to do more.
Sorry.
How are we talking about this?
Oh, because they
He was married,
he was
but
married and he
split
also
up
likes
and
to
liked
do-
to growl
This
sexually.
this is like trying to make something interesting. It's not that interesting. I feel like
I don't know. I like okay, being intimate. I like when a guy is like talking in my ear
yeah,
or
Mhm.
like breathing, like groaning,
yeah.
growling maybe.
Groaning is quite the word choice. But yeah, I agree.
Groaning. What's a better word for groan?
Moan?
Moan.
You know what? Immediately better. Immediately
Groan
better.
sounds a little more like I'm in pain.
Like mad?
Moan sounds
Like I just
Yeah.
broke my
like
leg.
all right,
that's
that's
a
a groan.
Okay, I think the biggest thing is that he's married. If it's an open
Yeah.
relationship, you should disclose that before they went on a date.
Well, it sounds like they were split up but still living together.
Yeah.
Like they were
Oh.
in the divorce process is what it sounds
that's fine.
like.
I think it'd be like, well, when are you moving out? We need some more details.
Right.
Are you splitting now? Is it still sticky? Do you
Yeah.
have kids? Like, what's the situation? How does the divorce gonna go? I think that's okay though. That's like, if you're in the process, then you're able to date. I think if you're split up
Yeah.
emotionally,
Yeah.
the growling though.
I don't have an opinion on this one.
Skirt.
To be totally honest, I feel like it's a
Dealer's choice.
silly submission.
If you like
Yeah,
that.
it's
Okay.
pretty silly.
I'm
The growling is
goose.
like
like, I feel like they were just
Do
trying
you?
to say something interesting, and it really just didn't. Like,
It's like, I fucked a married guy and, he growls.
Like, okay, great.
Okay, is there a turn off in bed for you guys?
Silence.
Yeah, silence.
Facts.
Silence, or like when they're like a little more like, tell me you love it.
Like, you know what I mean? Or like something like that where they're like, when it sucks. But okay, to be totally honest, like, I think, like I said, if it's the right person, there's no icks.
Yeah,
Like,
true.
I mean, I hope he never listens to this, but the guy I'm like hanging out with right now, he sweats a lot. And before I'd be like, ugh. But now I'm like, oh, he's gonna listen to this. I'm like, give me a picture. I'll catch it. Like, it's okay.
Okay, but
That's okay. Inappropriate. Sorry. Underrated pictures of sweat.
okay, but honestly, like when you're hooking up with someone and you get sweaty together, I feel like that's hot.
Okay, sweating is hot. The picture is not hot. So that's weird. I agree with you, though.
I'm just saying, like, if it was someone else,
Sweaty guy.
She brings a rag to bed to like
Brings it out her mouth.
okay, yummy.
Was the question turn-offs?
There was no question. Oh yeah, turn offs in bed. I was like, I don't know what the question was. Turn offs in bed.
We said silence.
Silence.
But like you
Sweat,
said,
apparently,
I
I
feel
think
like-
sweat is hot.
no, that's a turn-on for her.
Sweat on me.
Now
I
it is.
said you made the point that like if you're vibing and if the sex is good, it doesn't
Yeah,
matter.
it
what
doesn't
You
matter.
don't have a nick unless
Yeah.
it's like
Totally.
I can't even think of one.
Do you guys have any closing remarks for our audience?
No, but I had so much fun.
I had so much
I
fun.
was way less nervous for this one.
Oh, thank you guys for coming back.
Of course,
I love
feel
you
like
guys so much.
It was a lot of talking over each other, but
Yeah.
that's kind of how our conversations go at bars.
Yep.
So
We're
if you
always
guys
trying to outfunny each other.
as we talk over each other, I'm like, if anyone wants to come get happy hour with this, this is literally how it goes. It's like, well, blah, 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 well, what is this? Blah, blah. And it's like talking over each other the whole time. So hopefully this podcast reflects exactly how we are in real life.
in real
which I feel like it was,
It is.
I think it is
Yeah.
exactly how we are in real
There
life.
was
Yeah.
and it's
there's no
perfect.
skipped beat.
including
Not
the
even
costumes.
one.
Yeah.
Exactly. Well,
Thank you, Kens.
you guys are listening to this after Halloween, but happy Halloween. We hope you had a spooky, fun, sexy weekend.
Oh yeah.
Thank you guys for listening to Talkin' Smack. I love you guys.
Love you.
I love you guys. Thank you guys so much for listening.
I'll
Like
take it
and
from here. Like and subscribe for a chance to win a free T-shirt.
give us
I
a
hope
comment
you-
on this video.
Oh, comment on the video. Follow us on YouTube and on Spotify and wherever you find podcasts. I hope you trigger and you trick.
My Insta handle
it
is
from
Lauren
here.
Beers. Anyway, thank you.
We're all flubbing up the intro. Outro.
Extra.
Oh my god, this is going terribly. Anyway, thank you.
All right. Thank you
So much
guys for
fun.
listening, and we'll see you guys on Thursdays at 10 a.m. Bye.
Oh, an extra.